with you with another edition of our military community. So glad to be with you, and I've got a very special show today. We're going to be talking to some young people about their thoughts about going into the service. In fact, they're already starting to deal with that a little bit, so I'm very happy to have them here. It's all about the Junior ROTC program, and that's 4 letters that a lot of people don't understand, but we're going to get into it and we're going to talk all about it. So let me introduce my guests first of all. To my immediate left then, I have Cadet Captain Arianna Harris, thanks for coming in today.
Yes, sir.
And we have Cadet Major Tyler White, and the gentleman that's in charge of all of this, retired Chief Master Sergeant Dillion Johnson. Thanks to all of you for coming in today. I really appreciate it. And Dillion, I'm going to start out with you. What is your background?
Well, thanks for having us on this morning. It's an honor to be here. So my background, 24 years in the U.S. Air Force as an aircraft mechanic. I was a crew chief on F-15s, A-10s, and then towards the end of my career, had the opportunity to get on a KC-135 platform.
And why did you get into ROTC?
Well, actually, my path began through Civil Air Patrol. I became a character development officer with a local Civil Air Patrol squadron in California. And found it very rewarding to mentor young adults. So when the opportunity presented itself to become an instructor, I jumped at it.
The old saying, once in the military, always in the military.
Yes, sir.
Let's go over to you. Tyler, I know you don't have a real extensive background, but tell me about growing up and what you're thinking about right now.
I was born and raised here in Panama City. I decided to join WhyJROTC 9th grade, though I was looking at it in 8th grade. I intend on going into the Air Force after this, going to FSU, doing their ROTC program there, and commissioning as either a pilot or an engineer.
Wow, that's some big dreams and goals that I know working hard you can do. What grade are you in right now?
I'm in 11th grade.
11th grade. Arianna, tell me about you.
I am currently a senior at Rutherford High School. I was born and raised here in Panama City as well. And I'm actually looking forward to going into the Air Force as soon as I graduate. And I'm already sworn in, so I'm just waiting to go ahead and get a ship-off date.
Where are you going when you leave here?
I'm supposed to be going to San Antonio, Texas for basic training.
I remember back when I went to basic training, it was in Amarillo, Texas. That's why I'm close by now. But thank you for taking that time to do that, too. All right, Chief, let's start out here. What is Junior ROTC? A lot of people don't understand it, but what is it?
Yes, sir. So Junior ROTC is the Junior Reserve Officer Training Corps. Our mission is to develop citizens of character dedicated to serving their nation and community. So we do that at Rutherford High School through set curriculum from Air University. We teach aerospace science, we teach leadership education, and we teach a wellness component as well. But I think most of the students would agree that most of the fun and enjoyment and camaraderie building that they experience happens outside of the classroom.
Right.
We do a lot of things in the community, a lot of community service events, and that's where the cadets really get together and kind of to grow that bond.
And first of all, how many people do we have in the ROTC? And by the way, this is not just Rutherford alone that has it. There's ROTC in all of our schools.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Most of the major public high schools in Bay County have a ROTC program, which is fantastic. We're blessed that we have such great support from our principal, Dr. Todd Mitchell at Rutherford High School, but also the support that we get from Bay County. Our local partners, people in the community, the parents, veterans organizations such as the VFW, the American Legion. We wouldn't be able to do this without their tremendous support. But right now in our program we have 94 cadets.
Wow.
Right. So that's over 10% of the population on campus is a member of our program. So that kind of ebbs and flows throughout the year, but we typically stay around 90 to 100 cadets throughout the course of the year.
It's got to be trying at times too, doesn't it?
It can be trying, but it's also very rewarding, and
Yes.
I'll say that it's more rewarding than trying, and to see cadets, come into the program as early as 8th grade year, being shy, not really
Sure.
being willing to get up in front of a class, and then lead a lead a drill competition and lead a flight and build that self-confidence and see that growth is tremendously rewarding.
All right, let's get into the nuts and bolts of it right now. Arianna, why did you decide to join ROTC?
So I initially decided to join ROTCs because my older sister have joined, and I wanted to outrank her in the program.
Are you outranking her?
I outrank her.
Okay, good deal.
But I also wanted to join to get out of my shyness stage, and which helped me a lot. So now that I'm more confident, I'm able to lead more people, and that what makes me want to go into our United States Air Force right now.
And you should be so proud of yourself. I'm proud of you. I'm an old Air Force guy myself. But how has the other students at Rutherford accepted you as being part of the junior ROTC program?
I feel like they accepted it well. It especially like when they see what we do out in the community around school, it makes them want to join us, especially younger kids in like 6th or 7th grade. When they hit 8th grade year, they will be like, oh yes, this is something I would like to do. And immediately in 8th grade year, they will join our program and they will stick out with us until they graduate.
Good deal. Tyler, why did you decide to join?
I originally joined because not only was my older brother in JROTC about 4 years ago, I wanted to have a very active high school career, and that I have had.
How have you been accepted by the other students?
My friends particularly, they're a little iffy about it, but generally other students, they see us as better behaved, more responsible people.
Arianna, you've got to be proud of what you're doing.
Yes, sir, of course I am. And also my parents and all my friends are proud of me as well. They've been supportive of me since my first decision to join the Air Force and being in ROTC, and all the leadership roles I have gotten since I was in ROTC. They've been proud of me for actually stepping up and willing to actually put myself out there and to be more confident in what I've been.
Chief, listening to these two right here talk about why they joined and how proud they are to be, how does that make you feel?
It's very rewarding to know. This is my 2nd year in the program, but just in the last year to now, to see the growth that these two have had. I mean, they're 2 of the top leaders within the program, and that's to see that growth in our students, to know that we're making an impact. Myself and Major Bass, who's the senior aerospace science instructor, to just see that it's so rewarding. I can't put it into words really. It's not a monetary thing that we do. The real reward is to see that growth and know that we're taking strides and helping them achieve the goals that they want to achieve and become these citizens of character.
Tyler, let me ask you, when you get up in the morning and get ready for school, what are you thinking about and how do you feel putting that uniform on and stepping out the front door of your house headed to school?
I'm thinking about all the responsibilities I have. I really enjoy doing the work that I do with JROTC. When it comes to putting on the uniform, I really enjoy it. It makes me feel more confident in myself. This uniform obviously looks very nice. Overall, I have a very positive mindset about JROTC, and it's helped me in my academic career very, very much.
Gives you discipline, doesn't it?
Yes, sir.
Arianna, I had the same question to you. When you get up in the morning, get ready for school, get ready to walk out the door with that uniform on, how do you feel?
I feel honored to be able to wear this uniform so proudly around the school. It makes me feel like I have the responsibility of taking care of my cadets in my program and other people around the school that will need help with anything. I feel like me wearing this uniform, it'll make them feel like as if they can come to me with anything they need. And it also helps me, like Tyler said, with my academics performance.
Right.
It makes me want to do better than what I know I can do.
That is so, you guys are amazing young ladies and gentlemen talking like that. Dillion, Rutherford itself, what have you seen working over now on your second year, how is the response to the junior ROTC program there? I mean, of course you've got some of them that say that's a bunch of garbage, but overall, what's the response, and is everybody willing to help one another there?
Like I said, our principal is amazing with his support. Our administrators are amazing with their support. We feel very supported by our faculty and our administrators and our principal at Rutherford High School. When it comes to students, I think there's some apprehensiveness initially, because a lot of younger kids maybe associate that with, okay, if I join JROTC, then that means I have to go to the military, which is not the case at all. But I think that our students do a great job whenever they represent the program, whenever they wear that uniform around campus. We hold them to a higher standard, and there's expectations that they need to meet because they're representing the military, whether they choose to join it or not, and they do so willingly. It's a volunteer program. We don't force anybody to join, and so they take on that higher standard and those higher expectations. And then when they go into classrooms, teachers know who the JROTC students are, and other students kind of see that. So they set the tone. The cadets set the tone around campus for the other students to kind of look up to that. And actually, that's what generates a lot of our recruitment, is other kids seeing that and saying, hey, I want to be a part of something special.
And that's so good. Arianna, I'm going to ask you this question now. We'll kind of alternate back and forth, so nobody says, okay, you're taking all the ladies or all the guys. But when you graduate this spring, you're already signed up for the Air Force. Number one, what job, again, do you want to do? And what kind of fears, apprehensions, what do you have in that department?
So for right now, I am undecided of what job I want, but I know before I graduate, I'll know what job I want. But the only fear I have right now is just doing this by myself. Because I've always had my family, friends, they're with me, supporting me. But like, I'm going to a whole different state by myself. Right. This is like my career that I have to do. So just knowing I have to do it on my own is one of my biggest fears, but I know I can do it.
But one thing I don't want you to forget, you're not going to be by yourself, even when you go to the basic training and go on to your tech school, because you've got your classmates there. You're all working towards the same goal, and you're going to be surprised. Yeah, the first couple of days when you get there, you're going to say, oh, Lord, what did I get myself into? But when you start to find out what's going on, you're going to be kept so busy, you're going to keep learning things, and those doubts are going to disappear, and it's going to make you say, wow, what a good deal this is. So don't ever forget that you're never alone. We're always together. In the military, everybody's military. So again, you'll do just fine on that. Tyler, you're going to maybe be an engineer or a pilot? You must have some real big apprehensions going on in your mind right now. Can I or can I not do it?
I think personally that I have the mindset, so I'm able to do it. And that's something that JROTC has taught me. If you are willing to put in the work and have the mindset, you can do it.
Now, what kind of a pilot do you want to be? You want to be a fighter pilot? You want to fly cargo aircraft? You want to fly even down the road, Air Force One, things like that? Which group would you like to be with?
I'd like to have my hand at any of them that they'd put me in. I really like fighter planes, but cargo planes are pretty cool as well.
They're a whole lot different between the three of them. By the way, you said you don't know what you want to be. Tell them you want to be an Air Force meteorologist. That's what I said. Works out great. Chief, the Bay District school system, with all of these different units that we have, how supportive are you? And I know Mark McQueen is a great friend of mine, and I'll talk to him here down the road. But he's retired military, Army general, so he understands what's going on. What kind of support is this bringing to you through the system itself, through Bay District schools?
Oh, that's a great question. So, again, I feel very supported. We're blessed to be in Bay County. The support that we get at the high school level and the district level, we're not apprehensive to bring things up and ask for any support that we need. So we're very fortunate to have the folks in place that are in place to support us.
That is super. But Tyler, as you continue now and get through the program at high school and go on into college, What do you think is probably one of the most important things you can do to start out your first day in college?
That's a great question. I think doing a little bit of research on the college, figuring out where everything is before first day, figuring out what I'll need, how much finances I would need to get there, to live there, and general stuff like that, like figuring out the college.
And you know, Arianna, when you get onto active duty like that, you can still continue your education and get paid for by the Air Force, which is great. What would you like to, or would you like to go on and get a degree in something?
I've thought about it. I've wanted to go to college, but I'm undecided on degree because I like to do a little bit of everything. I like to like hands-on stuff. So me having a degree in one thing is good for me, yes, but like I'm not clear of what I want that to be at the moment.
And you will figure that out. Dillion, there's so many different things that these young men and women are going through. They're talking to this guy, they're talking to their family, they're talking to their friends in school, they're talking to the ROTC people. What are some other areas that these young men and women in the community can talk to different people and say, hey, I got a question about what's the Air Force, what's this, what's this, what's this? Are there other avenues for them out there?
Oh, absolutely. And we try the best that we can to expose them to different opportunities to bring people in, to speak with them, whether it's recruiters, whether it's active duty. I mean, we have fantastic support from the folks over at Tyndall. We have airmen coming in all the time from the 325th to come in and talk to the students and share their experiences, which is fantastic. We've even had parents come in who are prior military talking about some of their experiences. We actually, yesterday was a teacher planning day. We
Wow.
took a field trip up to Haney and showed them all the different programs up there that are an option for them. And keep in mind that yesterday was a day off for students. And
Right.
we had over half the program show up in uniform to go on that field trip. So, you know, there are things out there, and it's as General Brown, former Chief of Staff, now Chairman, Joint Chiefs of Staff.
I had
said,
the honor of meeting him, by the way, through a military affairs committee function. Yeah.
Fantastic officer, fantastic man. He had a quote that I'm very fond of that says, young people only will aspire to be what they know about. So the more things that we can show them and expose them to, the greater opportunity that they're going to have to get into something positive and successful.
Now, Arianna, what the Chief just said about these different people that come in and talk to you and everything, are you a little bit afraid to walk up to, say, a Chief Master Sergeant or a Captain or a Lieutenant and actually have a conversation with them? Does that make you feel a little apprehensive, or do you feel comfortable asking?
I do feel comfortable asking because talking to Chief and Major about certain things involving my career, I feel like I will be more calm and more relaxed talking to an actual lieutenant or colonel about anything.
And that's super. Same question to you, Tyler.
I think I'd be pretty comfortable with that. Throughout my 3 years here, I've met a lot of enlisted and a lot of officers, and like Ari said about being around these instructors and our interns throughout the past couple years, it's really like, it's made the uniform less scary and the rank more familiar. So you don't really look at them as, oh, they're an officer, or oh, they're enlisted.
Right.
They're a person.
There you go. And that's what you should be looking forward to. Now, at the beginning of the program, we talked about different things you guys get to do in the community and everything. I've seen you out at many, many, many different events. What are some of the things you've done, Arianna?
So right now, the most events I've been to is for the color guard events. Right now, I am currently the color guard commander.
Wow.
So I participate in the Wounded Warriors events. I participate in veterans parades, Christmas parades. We present colors at anywhere that they need us. We will be there, and I'll be there helping my team learn how to properly do it and how to do it better, like good and stuff like that.
You know, you're out there presenting colors, and like I said, I've seen you guys at many functions and everything. How does that make you feel as a young lady getting ready to join the Air Force? you're to say in a parade down the street or presenting the colors at an event. How does that make you feel inside?
It makes me feel good that the people that when we have to go out and present the colors, it makes me feel honored that they picked us to do it, and that they're giving us opportunity and getting us more exposed and making us more comfortable and being in front of a lot of people.
Tyler, what are some of the things you've done?
I'm currently the Saber team commander, so I command the Saber Arches.
Oh, wow.
But I also put together a lot of the special teams that we do, like the team that we have for the Warrior Beach Retreat. I put that together, and I read the script for their POW MIA table. That is my favorite event. I really enjoy doing that.
And that is super. And how do you feel? I've been fortunate enough to walk through the Saber Shields. How does that make you feel? Here you are, a young man. You and your partner have your sabers joined, and people walking through and showing you the dignity and respect. Does that surprise you?
It doesn't shock me at all. It feels natural. I really enjoy honoring people who have served our country, and even just local communities and stuff. It's a really, really good feeling.
And I can tell by the look on your faces how proud you are. See, you're sitting over there smiling. It's like you're ready to bust with pride. How does that make you feel to hear what these two young people are saying?
It's fantastic, to see, like I said, the leadership and the growth that they've had. And they do fantastic things for the program. Like I said, these are two of our most trusted and highest leaders in the program, and that's not something that was given to them. That's something that they've earned over the course of their time in JROTC. And we're confident, Major and I are very confident that Ari is going to be successful when she goes off to the Air Force. We're confident that Tyler is going to be successful in his path to go into ROTC and become a pilot, because they're coachable, right? So the students who are coachable are successful, and it's great to kind of see that come to fruition.
Tyler, I'll start with you on this one. Why do you think ROT is so important, not only to you, but to other students to learn about it, and also for you to help educate the community about Junior ROTC program?
I think that JROTC is very important because the people who go into it, they might go in a little shaky, a little scared, but they come out of it a really, really amazing person. Like I've seen people grow from people you might not want to be around to some of the most amazing people I've ever met. There's a lot of growth involved in the program, and it's all about mindset.
Same question to you, Arianna.
So it's important to me because it helped build character within our cadets. It helps them build leadership, help them be able to be comfortable leading like a lot of people, like 20, 30 people, help them lead it in and out of ROTC. It helps them, like Tyler said, become great, comfortable. Like I've seen people come from like the most quietest person ever to them yelling, saying, all right, not yelling, but like commanding a flight, commanding drill sequences, and stuff like that.
And that's what's so important too, is the ability to do things like that and the ability to grow and nurture yourselves. Chief, these two young people have a great view on ROTC, and they should have. It's done great for them. Why do you think that even if a student doesn't want to join the Junior ROTC program, why do you think they should find out about the program?
Well, I think it's just that exposure. We are a program that, like you said, we're focused on developing citizens of character. So a little bit more into what that means, right? So we're working with students to take on leadership, to be responsible, to have accountability, to be dependable. These are things that they're going to need, whether they join the military, whether they go to college, or whether they get a job working after high school. They need those things, right? So we want our students to be productive members of whatever society it is that they choose to join. So our program, we pride ourselves on having a safe, inclusive program where everyone can contribute to what we're trying to accomplish.
Tyler, sitting here today, and people are going to be watching this interview, and they're saying, wow, that's our future leaders. Does that scare you to know that you're being looked up to as a future leader in this great country of ours?
Not at all, sir.
Why?
Because of this program. If you would have sat me down 4 years ago today and told me to do this interview, I would have been terrified. But that's not the case anymore.
You got the greatest smile. You're going to do good. What about you, Arianna? Are you afraid about the leadership responsibilities that are coming? Because yours are coming faster than you realize, and you're going to have some things you're going to have to do once you get the basic.
No, sir, I'm not scared at all because I want people to be able to look up to me and be comfortable coming to me if they need anything, need help doing, or need help with anything. Like, I'm not scared. Like Tyler said, if you came to me, like, even last year, I would be too scared to do this. It's like, no, sir, I can't come. I'm too scared. But right now, I feel like I've been exposed enough to the public and to my leadership roles that I am very comfortable with anybody coming up to me, asking me, how do I do this? How do I do that?
Now, of course, you've got your family support, but once you get into the service, you're going to have your Air Force family. What do you think is the main difference going to be between your Air Force family and your immediate family here at home?
For my immediate family here, my family here will want me to be safe as I can. They don't want me to do like big jobs, dangerous jobs. But my Air Force family, I believe that if they feel like I can do it, even if it's a dangerous job, they will encourage me to do it, but make sure I'm at the safest point possible.
Tyler?
I think that the difference is it's all in camaraderie. I think that the opinions on what you're doing change because of the context. Like my family at home, at first they didn't want me to join the military. They would have rathered I stayed just a commercial engineer or something. But over time, they eventually accepted that I'm not changing my mind. Air Force is for me.
I am so proud of both of you. We're getting short on time here, so it's time to start wrapping this up. I'm going to start with you, Arianna. Your final thoughts.
My final thoughts is I'm very comfortable in what I'm doing. I'm excited to make this next step in my life, in my career, and I just can't wait to see where it brings me.
Tyler?
I'm very proud of myself, Ari, and all the other cadets that each and every day we get up and we go to this class with a smile on our face, and that's thanks to our amazing instructors and the leaders that they've developed in each of us. I think that this program is amazing, and it's done wonderful things for me, and I think that it can help anybody.
Chief, I mean, you've got two young adults here that are not going to have a bit of difficulty when they get into active duty themselves. Right. And by the way, I want both of you to keep in contact with me. I gave you my card and everything, so when you get the basic training or something, you want to talk to somebody, just give me a holler, okay? Tyler, I work very closely with pilots, so you too. But Chief, what's your final thoughts on what we heard today from these two young people, the ROTC program itself, and what can we look forward to?
Well, amazing young adults, right? And I'm very proud of them, majors, very proud of them, and all of our cadets, especially the ones who kind of take a chance and say, hey, let me see what this JROTC thing is all about, because that's where it all starts, with them taking a chance. And then they fell in, they found their crowd. And I think that ROTC is so important because it teaches all those social skills that they're going to need, right, regardless of where they end up going and what they want to do with their future. Yeah. It's just a great program at Rutherford High School, and I'm blessed to be a part of it and to be around these kids each day. So you're going to continue to see us upcoming
okay,
events.
Good deal.
We're going to be out in the community and keep doing that thing. So we look forward to
Thank you both for coming in here today, Arianna and Tyler. I'm so proud of both of you, and I know you're going to do a good job in the Air Force itself, no matter which career you choose. You may want to change your mind once you get there. Chief, thank you for taking care of these young men and women like that. I can see, and I'm sure the community can see, how good a job you've done. Thanks to all three of you, and best of luck. That'll do it for this edition of our military community. Time goes by fast. We'll see you next week with a brand new edition of our military community. I'm Jerry Tabatt. Have a great day.